Enjoying it.
Laat heb ook zijn Tilma.
Nee, no, maar wat kan je daar gaan?
Waarom speelt dat van de today?
Yeah. Gonna be hotter this afternoon. So we got to rush. Stand in the heat too much. I have to put cornstarch on my, to thicken it a bit. My blueberry and sapling. The other ones will be okay after. I don't know. Ay, ay, mama.
Tanssi.
Manantau.
Tää puistatte kahkaa. Tanssisi kasvujen.
Lawrence Arno.
Tanssisi semmoisena hiinivanma.
Lawrence. My last name, Arnault.
Hiiko Green Lake ohtse.
Yeah.
Missä tuokaan knows Green Lake?
Mats. Yep. Misopoko. My brother and his daughter, but there was more before.
Tanti tui tuhtiitsek.
Oh, different places. Latoskitsik, the family. But my dad moved there in about 1948, 49, from Dorntosh. But my mom was from there, Green Lake, Kennedy. She married a fiddler.
Hajume nuhtiga kuin semtanoma. Kajaso tsoma etoskatamen. Siis soma kai suahko tohoma. Genealogy sikat juga kajasimo. Tansan mi sem skopittamen ivanama.
How I got interested? From my grandma, she always knew a lot of people, but she couldn't speak English, only Kriya, Mitchif. But she was always talking about old people, so I got interested since I was a kid. And I started digging here about 2000, 1999, I started looking into genealogy. And then I started collecting photos with names on them. So trying to preserve our history,
Mas komsta hägi we guapahtiin.
Yeah, but mostly I got my information from the church records, old people, the census, and certificates, and what people give me. And like talking to old people, I got some information.
Mautsaunan nuona kisukutsuik. Which family? Ona kisukutsuik ko magapamin tonigin mana.
Morns, they're in everything, and everybody's family. Like the Liberties are from the Morns, Morrises are from the Morns. So it's a big family, and pretty well everybody's raised at the Morns in the north, from Green Lake North, even in Ile-a-la-Crosse. There's people from there. That's where the people were born a long time ago. Ile-a-la-Crosse, the Morns, the Liberties, and Aubuchons, Morrises. Yeah, they were born over there in Ile-a-la-Crosse.
Afutui kinista chipuani moak.
A lot of them did. Even recently, like Louis Morin, could speak 4 languages. Little Louis from Turner. A lot of people in Buffalo did the same thing. They could speak 4 languages. That's normal for them, I guess.
What about the fables?
I think he came from south, You want Jack Fable? But he married that, I think was her name. Louis Chicago Tansa. But I can't remember her name. Laura? Okay. And their mom was Louis Chicago married an Aubuchon from Green Lake. Marie Aubuchon.
So, is that a big family? Smichat mi nego, Nick?
Aubuchons?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, all over. Green Lake, Beauval, Ile-a-la-Crosse, Buffalo. It's all the same family. And their dad, the old guy, Mrs. Aubuchon, her dad was a Moniau, and I think he came from down east. But he married a woman in the States. That's where some of his kids were born. Like Mrs. Aubuchon was born there. It says USA on the census, Utakagini Tawagit in the USA.
And what's another common name? Oh, Lidayama, Tantyo, it's Lidayo.
Quebec, Vincent Dayo Sr. And he married a Bouvier, Margaret Bouvier, and they had 11 kids, and that's where all the Dayos are from here. The youngest son was Thomas. Jonas Omoshoma. Jonas. His grandpa was Thomas Sr. Yeah. And even William, I don't know what to say, William Dayo.
Uh-huh.
His mom was, his dad was Vincent Dayo Jr. Same family. And Vincent married Eliza Morasti from Green Lake. That's your Tapan's sister. That Celeste Morasti.
Uh-huh.
That's his baby sister, Anna Eliza. From his mom's first marriage. So there's all kinds of connections for the north and Green Lake. Ile-a-la-Crosse again, like the whole north, eh?
Oh, well.
Everybody's connected, just like a spider web.
You're gonna yappy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, what about Rasties?
Well, the old guy was from Green Lake. His name was Basil. In 1876, he was one of the signers for Flying Dust there when they joined treaty. And he died 2 years later in 1878. He's buried in Green Lake. And his wife got married again in 1879 to Nicole Sinclair. And she had 6 more kids. So she had 14 kids altogether. She had 2 boys first and then 6 girls, and then she had 3 boys and 3 girls second marriage. And most of them had families. 2 girls died young. The first girl died here in residential school, Françoise Morasti, and the other one died in Green Lake. She was 16. She was Rosa Sinclair. She's buried there.
We also have gardeners in Ile-a-Crosse.
Mm-hmm.
Tansigota. How's the relationship there?
Well, that Mr. Gardner married a Dayan, one of Vincent Dayan's daughters, Lucia. So they're all connected from there too.
So gardeners and Dayons?
Yeah. And then Margaret was a Bouvier, so it'll go back to the Bouviers too, Another connection.
Kiplins. How about the Kiplins?
Well, let's see. That Mr. Kipling married Angèle Larivière. And you know, Maglaire Morris, that's his wife's sister, was Angèle Larivière. She married Kipling. Then also in Green Lake there was James McCollum. His wife was Marie Larivière. And that's another sister. And the dad was, their dad was Abraham Larivière. You see a picture of him now and then. An old man with a cane, That was his kids. Those Larivières. So that's how the Kipling is related to people out here.
And we also have Melbuffs.
Well, that, you know, George,
Uh-huh.
his grandpa was Cyprian. And Cyprian's dad was Pierre Melbuff from here, Pierre Melbuff Jr. But Pierre Sr. he was married to a woman called Charlotte down south. And they had one kid called Pierre. And that woman died. Then Pierre Melbuff moved here to Ile-a-Crosse. And he got married to a Kesey, Margaret Kesey, and they had more kids than this. He had a son called Pierre again. And Pierre married Cyprian Morin's daughter, Badaji. That's where all these Melbuffs are from, in Ile-a-Crosse.
And the Rochers.
I'm not sure. There was, like that old lady, you know, your grandpa Celestin Canapi, his mother was a DeRocher. And there was quite a few siblings, I think, because her brother's name was Basil, and it's Andre, Paul, there's different ones. They lived in the north. That one called, there was one DeRocher lived in Beauval, I think her name was Ermeline. She was a Morin, but she married Paul DeRocher. They had a big family, like the Kimbleys are from there. Different Gautiers. It was a big family. Fedlers. That's where Peter Malbuff is from. That was his great grandma. Evelyn Warren, but she was married to the Rocher.
We also have Misponasses.
Well, I don't know. There was a little guy called Sam Misponas. He married Veronica de Rocher. Now, you know, your great grandma Eliza, that's her dad, her mom and dad. Eliza Misponas. Her dad was Sam and Veronica de Rocher. She died about 62, 1962.
So I say I was already 11, 12 years old.
Yeah, you ever meet her?
Yes, I did, yeah.
What did he call her?
That's at North.
That's in North?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I met her, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What about the Roys?
There was a guy called Francis Roy in Ile-a-Crosse here, an old timer, and he had several kids. One of them was Louis Roy. That's Louis Roy married Corinne Morris, and he had a son called Clama, and that's where Mob Roy is from. And he had a daughter called Margaret Marie Roy. She married Louis Lerrivier. That's one they call a Tikamik. That's, for example, where Alaka Haniko's wife is from. Sarah's in from that. And he had a son in Green Lake. His name was, he lived in Green Lake. His name was Francois Jr. He lived in Green Lake and Mount Nebo, or Shell River area. That's where the Green Lake Roys are from. Like Leonard Bouvier. That's his grandpa's dad.
Well, we're going to ask you one more. There's Burnoffs.
That guy come from France. What is his name?
Francois?
Muya. A different name. I can't remember his first name. But he married William Dayaw's sister, Emmeline. And Emmeline's mom was Eliza Marasti, your great-grandpa's sister. And Hermeline married that Burnoff. He was a brother with the priest, but he quit. And he got married. And so that's where one of their kids married to a girl from Green Lake there, Antoinette La Liberty. She married Francois Burnoff. But they're all the same family, the Burnoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I forget that guy's name now. The old man.
Kenny's, do you have any?
Their name was Guinea. Guenney in the beginning.
Guinea?
Guinea.
Guinea?
Yeah, Frank Kenny was looking on he ordered his birth certificate. What's this ugly name? He said, Guinea. But here, this guy's name was Joseph Kenny. Joseph Guinea. He was married to I think a Robertson. And he had a son called Joseph. And that Joseph was Gaspar's dad. And that Joseph was married to a woman called Isabel Stevenson. Isabel Stevenson was married to a guy called William Stevenson, and when he died, she married Joseph Kenny. He started using Kenny after a while, But you know Benoit Stevenson from Beauval? From Beauval, Benoit Stevenson. That's Gaspar Kenny's brother, half-brother. So it's kind of... But that's where the Kennys come from. They come from Guinea. Different spelling,
Mm-hmm.
Because people couldn't write, so they wrote it how it sounds, Yeah.
Well, thank you so much
You're welcome.
for your information today. Did we forget somebody? Oh, actually, one Giskino.
Robert Marasti.
Oh, okay. What about that little guy?
One day I asked you, boy, you look like Elton Marasti.
And I am.
He didn't even tell me that's him.
Yeah.
He just laughed.
That's Robert.
You look like Elton Marasti. Is that your brother you preaching about? He just laughed. See on his Facebook name.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
he's really excited to dance for you guys today. Right, my son?
Yes.
And we'll give him 2 songs. First, he'll be doing a warrior dance, and then he'll be doing the men's sneak up. And the men's traditional, as probably many of you heard before, represents the warrior when he's at war or when he's out hunting. So that's the style of dance he's representing, a warrior dance, they call it. So with that, we'll give him 1 song here. Oh, he wants to start with a crow hop, I guess. Yeah, start with the crow hop.